Liciaga here, and today's topic may bring some big questions from many of you out there. Discipline through discipleship, and I want to share with you my thoughts on this as a master instructor and also as a husband and a father. And I've been on this journey as a martial artist for 48 years, and I've been a father. I first became a dad about close to 40 years ago. Some of you that might know my story, I was a dad before, and I failed horribly as a dad, and I had a second opportunity to become a father, and I learned a lot from my first experience. So I've been on this road being a parent for a while, messing up and doing the right things as much as possible, and also being a martial arts instructor for almost 20 years. And so I have a little bit to say about this. I want to share that with you. Hi, everyone. Peter Liciaga here, your Mount Laurel martial arts guy, master instructor of at Donato Karate Center. If you want to find out about our program there, go to donatokarate.com or call us at 856-235-0414. I do have information here right below where you can text me directly. If you have any comments, you don't want to put it up here, you want to do it privately towards me directly, I share my cell phone number, 856-278-5282. And I know some people have recommended that I don't do that, but I'm doing it simply because I want those of you that have something to say to me directly, you can directly say it to me instead of just being up here. This way we don't start. This way speak to me directly. But I wanted to share this today because number one thing that many parents bring their kids to our school is for self-discipline. I want my kid to be more disciplined. And I want them to have more self-discipline and more self-control over their emotions and the things that they do. And that's one of the top things that parents bring their kids, or even they enroll in our school, in our program at Donato Karate Center. So I wanted to talk about this. And this was a fascinating study for me today. I did a little bit of study before I came on. Right now it's 12:30. I did want to go on at 12 o'clock. However, I wanted to do a little bit more in-depth study on the origin of discipline and discipleship and disciple, and just this idea, this word, discipline. And I noticed first that it was first introduced back in the 1500s, and then it dropped out, then it peaked again in the, let's say, the 1600s, then it dropped out again, and then it came back in 1800s, and then it started growing from there. Now it's been pretty consistent through, let's say, the 1900s through to the current day, up and down, but it stayed pretty level. This idea of using the word in books, and this study that I looked at was looking at how many times this word, like discipline, disciple, self-discipline, and discipleship, was used in books that have been recorded. So Google had did a search of books with this word, and it was pretty awesome to see these charts of the use of this word, and I found it fascinating. And so we use it a lot in martial arts. Self-discipline. Martial arts is going to teach you how to be self-disciplined, how to have discipline. Now let's first go to what our definition is at DKC. Let me see what's the first thing. Discipline for us at DKC. Please look it up. And but this is what I share with our students and our parents. The discipline for us at Donato Karate Center is simply this: to do the right thing whether you feel like it or not. No matter how you're feeling, you do the right thing. And no matter what, it doesn't matter. If it's the right thing to do, you're supposed to do it. It's the right thing. You do it. That's discipline. And it's not easy. We're not perfect. We're going to mess up. We're going to not want to do things. We're not going to want to get up in the morning. We're not going to want to go to work. We're not going to want to confront, the things that we need to change in our lives. But when we do, that's discipline. In martial arts, we teach discipline. Now, I know a lot of our kids, it's funny, I'll ask children, okay, guys, what does discipline mean? I did it last week. And many of them, it's not uncommon to hear that discipline is punishment. Discipline is pain. Or discipline is, I heard a couple of kids would say, discipline is getting beaten up. Now, when that's true, because discipline, a form of discipline, may inflict harm on someone. Okay, but the bottom line is doing the right thing. Discipline is to do the right thing. When we want to discipline our children, we want to teach them to do the right thing. Sometimes it could be as simple as letting them know, hey, don't do that, that's wrong, don't do that. It could be as simple as that, or sometimes it might be a little bit more painful, where it may include, let's say, punishment or loss of privileges, or in some households, yes, a spanking, or what some kids would say, a beating. and so discipline. But for me and our instructors at Donato Karate Center, discipline is about teaching, learning to do the right thing, whether you feel like it or not. So I wanted to share that with you, and that's our mindset at Donato Karate Center. And when we discipline someone, we are teaching someone. Sometimes that teaching might be, let's say, painful for the child, but not painful in the way where we're beating kids up. That's not what we do. We don't do that. We don't take out, like when I came through the martial arts as a kid, they had a shinai. Oh, let me show you my shinai. Let me see if we get the focus. This is a shinai. This is a bamboo sword. See that? This is a shinai, everyone. A shinai. So it's bamboo. And bring it a little bit closer. It's bamboo. It's wrapped with string there. It's plastic. It's just bamboo, and it does hurt. It does inflict pain. I remember this hurting a lot. But this is what we call a shinai. So when I was a kid training in martial arts, there were some instructors that I had that would use a shinai. We would be in a stance and they'd come by and whack us in the leg to make sure that we just started disciplining our bodies to get strong. So when that shinai was coming by, everyone stood strong and made sure they were self-aware of what they were doing, and making sure they were holding strong because they didn't want to get whacked with that shinai. So you want to not do that. Okay, we don't use this. Okay, I have this because I may do for swords and everything like that. But sometimes every once in a blue moon, I'll bring this out to the academy and to just have fun with it. I don't whack people with it because our form of discipline is really doing the best that we can to help the child understand, help our student understand what they need to do the right thing, and that they choose to do the right thing. I want someone to comply with the request, because they know it's the right thing to do. And simply what I do as an instructor is remind someone. And yes, we do have students that are very rebellious. That's just the way they are. We were all that way at one time. But that's why I'm a strong believer in raising up a child in the way they should go. And I may not see the change in them in that moment, but my job as an instructor, as a teacher, is to teach, to discipline, teach. And I'll do it any way possible, but my goal is that student will then take in the knowledge and then be self-disciplined. Okay, so discipline for us, me at Donato Karate Center, is doing the right thing whether you feel like it or not. Okay, the next thing here, disciple. Disciple for me is a student. And I was a little upset today when I went online and I Googled meaning of disciple, and a lot of the meanings, the definitions I saw made it very religious, like it was only for those people that followed a religious leader. And you saw a lot. I saw a lot of that. I says, wait a minute, disciple. When you look at the origin of it, and that's what I did. I look at the origin of it, and you go back. You see the origin of it. It's basically someone who's learning. Someone basically learning within the context that I'm using it right now. Disciple is someone who's a student, and so disciple is a follower or student. And this is my definition I came up with so I can share with you guys my mindset at Donato Karate Center. When a student comes in, they're like a disciple. So they come in a student, and I'm the teacher. Okay? And so a disciple is a follower or student of a teacher, leader, philosopher, religious leader, or a parent. Okay? And so this is where we're going to now go back to what I spoke on, discipline through discipleship. So there's a mindset here. There's an idea here that I want to share with you during this time that we have right now as I go live. So to me, a disciple is a follower or student of a teacher. That's me. Or a parent. That's me. Okay, and I'm not a religious leader. I'm a teacher, and I'm a parent, and I'm a community leader. Okay, so now discipleship is a student. Okay, discipleship is a student that is committed to a way of life according to the instructions and guidance provided by another. In this case, the teacher, that's me, or a parent, me to my own children. So discipleship, student, same thing. Okay, guys, as far as I'm concerned, that is someone that's committed to a way of life according to the instructions and guidance of a teacher or a parent, another person. Okay, now self-discipline, very quickly, is having the ability to be self-aware enough to know whether you're doing the right thing or not. And then when you recognize you're not doing the right thing, you discipline yourself and do the right thing. Self-discipline. This is our goal for our children. This is our goal for our students. Because parents, it's not practical that we stay with our children their whole lives. It's just not practical. We need to train them up so that when they go out into the world, right, they can have self-awareness and be self-disciplined so that they can do the right thing and be an asset to society and the world. So that's my mindset when I teach martial arts. So now we go back to this discipline through discipleship. So teaching a student, disciplining a student through guiding them and leading them and showing them a way of life, showing them how to live, and then helping them by giving them tools so that they can, when they want to implement self-discipline, that they have the tools to do that, that we give them strategies and tactics. This way they can fight a good fight. Another one of my great, I love that saying, fighting a good fight. Not like this, but with their minds, with knowledge, information, and understanding, and their heart. The heart of someone who will never, ever give up. Okay, and so if we parents, I know I do it, if we parents think this way, I have a student, my child's my student, my disciple. I'm going to teach them a way of life. I will disciple them. I will teach them a way of life. They will learn the way of life that I will share with them so that when they are old, they will not depart. At least they will have something to fall back on. I thought I'd share that with you guys today. And of course, share your comments with me. Share your thoughts. If you want to do it privately, directly to me, and text me 856-278-5282. And of course, if you want to find out about being a student at our academy, Donato Karate Center, just visit donatokarate.com. Of course, you can call us directly at the school, 856-235-0414. And so I thought I'd share that with you. Now, I did want to share one little thing before I signed off today. It's about 15 minutes to 1 right now. And I did want to share this. Last week, I know since I've been coming live, I've been getting some incredibly positive feedback. Almost like 90%, I'll say 95% of the comments that I've been getting have been encouraging, inspiring, and motivating for me, and just really lifts me up, because my whole goal is to inspire and encourage and motivate others, and also educate as best as I can, share what I've learned over the decades with those of you out there. Now, of course, I'm only looking for that one person that needs to hear what I have to say, because I truly believe that we all have lessons in life that others can benefit from, so that our lessons, the ups and downs, the great of our life and the horrible of our life, others can learn from it. And I truly believe that. And so I'm on a mission to share my life with others, and I'll be as responsible as possible and discerning as possible as to what I share and when I share it and where I share it. Now, because of social networks like Facebook and, of course, Instagram and Snapchat, LinkedIn, all these other platforms, and okay, I'll call them all social platforms, because these are platforms, ways that we can interact with society. We can have social interaction. Because of that, we have more opportunities to interact socially. And I do. If you guys notice that, I do. And I appreciate those of you that have been sharing the inspiration and encouraging words with me, the thumbs up. And when I meet, now when I go out into the community, like last week I was at a couple of charity events, and people were coming up to me and says, "Oh, I like your videos. I love what you're saying. I keep following you." Now, they don't make comments. They don't even like my stuff officially, but they're watching and listening, and I'm hearing this, and it lifts my spirit. But I also get, and I was warned of this. I'm warned of this probably on a daily basis from my mentors. Peter, look, you're putting yourself out there, and not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to like what you say. And I understand that. I get that. And they just tell me, be prepared for that. And, I'm human. And so, I love it when people, pat me on the back and tell me how much I'm encouraging them. But I also feel it when people make negative comments on me, and I'm processing those, and I'm doing great with that. When someone says something negative to me, and last week I had a couple last week, and they, my friend, my mentors tell me that's going to happen, and it's happening, where people say, "Peter, you're talking too much." Some people just say that, "Who is this guy? Why does he keep talking about this?" Or I had one person last week, I put a photo up, one of our students, and with their parent, and I put a little quote up there. Of course, I'm proud of the work that we're doing at Donato Karate Center, because we're doing incredible work there. We've got over 300 students that represent families that we're changing lives. I'm excited about that. And of course, when you're excited about that, about something, you just want to share. And that's what I do. I share it with everyone, everywhere, all the time. And so I had a couple of complaints last week and saying, "I don't know who this guy, he keeps talking about his karate school." And so I was going to actually comment back to this person, basically along the lines of this: "Hey, look, you know what? You're absolutely right. I do share a lot here. I share a lot on the socials, and maybe too much, but I cannot not share the work that's going on every single day in my life with our students, with the work that we're doing at Donato Karate Center and in the community. I can't not share that. I have to share it." And so, but I do understand if it gets a little bit too much, and I do apologize for that. So the question is, will I stop? No, I won't stop. But what I'll do is I'll be a little bit more discerning and more considerate. But more importantly, it's not about me stopping, because I know this. At the end of the day, if you don't want to see my stuff, you could block me or just swipe past me. Or, how about this? You start sharing a lot more of what's going on in your world. And I feel, in my heart, I feel that many people that complain about other people sharing good news or the work that's being done, when they complain about that tells me something's hurting. Maybe something that's going on in their life that's hurting them, and because they say that hurt people hurt other people, and I love the saying that if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it. But also believe in if someone is doing something that you believe is destructive, that hurting other people, that's online being hurtful and negative, that we need to stand up against that as best as possible. Though we live in a country that everyone has the right to say what's on their heart, that we live in that kind of country where we have the freedom, and there are some restrictions to that freedom. If you look in our Constitution, you'll see that, but we have the freedom to say what's on our heart, to speak, what's on our heart. And these social platforms allow us and protect that right, but we also need to be aware of those that are negative, that are hurtful, that are out to hurt other people. Now, I do the best that I can not to do that. And so those that complain about me, the complaint is not about something I'm doing that's hurtful. The complaint is about the fact that I have a lot of great news and I keep talking about it. But I'm not going to stop. Okay, guys, I'm not going to stop, because the good news is the good news, and I want to share the good news. There's too much negative stuff out there. But I want to encourage you, if there's great things going on in your world, in your life, share it. Share it with others. And you might say, well, I don't need to share what's going on in my life. Well, maybe you don't need it, but somebody out in the world might need to hear an encouraging word from you. And I learned a long time ago, there are people in this world that need to hear an encouraging word. And that word can only come from another person, maybe from me. Because it's happened to me personally. You let me know if it's happened to you as well, that you'll hear this something over and over and over again from other people that you know you ought to do. But all of a sudden you meet this one person, they'll say this thing that you've heard many, many times before by many, many people. But when they say it, it connects. It gets to your heart and it touches you in such a powerful way that you get it. And in that moment, your life is changed. Because something you heard thousands, hundreds of times, thousands of times, but because this one person said it, it made a difference. And it moved you in a direction of empowerment. So that's why I do what I do, because I'm really looking for that one person that needs to hear the word that I'm saying, what I'm saying right now. Just one person. And many of you are going to have to hear me, but I'm seeking out that one person that needs to hear the encouraging word that I have. Not the negative, but the encouraging word. And today it's about discipline. It's about, taking, for parents, because I'm a parent and a teacher, to take what I've learned in martial arts at DKC, especially because I've been there for 20 years, nearly 20 years, since 1999, pouring and teaching and learning. Kids are teaching me and I'm teaching them. Parents are teaching me and I'm teaching them. And I'm sharing that. I want to share that knowledge. And I've seen the power it's made in people, the difference it's made in people's lives. And so I'm not going to stop that. I'm going to keep on saying it. And those of you that think that I'm becoming annoying, just swipe past me, block me, do whatever you can or hey, text me, 856-278-5282, and share your feelings with me privately, directly to me. Because I get that. It comes right to my smartphone, everyone. It comes right to this phone right here. The number that I give you. And I know a lot of my friends, I don't know any of my friends that say, Peter, that's a good idea, do that. Okay? They say it's a horrible idea. People are going to call you on this. They're going to send hate stuff at you here. They're going to have access to your direct phone. And I tell them, you know what? I don't care. I'm tough enough. I'm training myself to be resilient. I've got great mentors around me that keep me lifted up. When I get tired, they lift me up. And you guys can encourage me, but those of you that send negative things, I want to give you a place to vent it, but vent it to me, not to others. And I'd rather the negative come directly to me, and I can process that because I've built myself to be resilient. I call myself black belt strong. I'm not perfect, but I'll process that and I'll get through it. But if you have something, that you want to share with me that, hey, Peter, you're talking too much. I don't like what you said here. I don't like what you said there. Guys, send it directly to me, 856-278-5282. Of course, if you have a question about our programs at Donato Karate Center or anything that I'm doing, please ask. You can text me. If you do call, you can call. The phone will ring, but I don't answer. There's only a couple of people that I'll answer from. It's my wife is number one. My wife calls, I answer it. If my daughter Alexandra calls, I'll answer because I have the caller ID there. My son calls, I answer it. Okay, if Master Donato calls me, I answer it. Anyone else calls me, for the most part, I won't answer it. The machine will get it. Even my extended family, my sister, my brother, every once in a while I'll answer my sisters, but most of the time it goes to my machine. And I listen to it. The moment it sounds negative, I delete it. That's it. And so that's just being honest with you guys there. But text me, because I read all my texts and I will respond back. It may take a day, because if it's a real, if I'm doing something and you don't really like it, and you get hard on me and you start bleeping me and all that there, and I'll read it and I'll process it, and then I will respond. But I will always respond, because when someone says something negative to me, my question to me is this: how can I turn this person into an ally, not an enemy? Because, if at all possible, I don't want enemies. I want allies. I want people that I can partner up with. This happened a couple of times. A couple of months ago, I had one gentleman that came hard on me on social. And it was through a comments, and I responded back to him in a way that through these comments we just kept going back and forth, and then by the end of it all we became friends, and now we communicate together, and that was powerful. So I don't want to create enemies. I'd love to have allies, people that will work together. Now, we may not always agree with each other, but we can always work together to make our community, make our world a lot better. But it's through us becoming allies, working together for a common cause. We all want to have peace. We all want to be happy. We all want that happy ending to our stories, to our lives. So, that was my thinking. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So, guys, thanks for spending this time with me. I appreciate that. And again, looking for that one person that needed to hear what I had to say today. Thank you to Facebook and to all the social networks and all the platforms that give us the opportunity to reach out to our community, to the world, and share and open up our hearts. And I just pray that I'm able to do it in a very inspiring, encouraging, and motivating way. And I really don't want to hurt people. I want to encourage you. But I also know that sometimes truth can be very painful. And I know people say things to me that it's painful, but I need to hear that. And so that's why I want to keep it open. Share what you want to share anytime, anyway. My recommendation, if you want to speak to me directly and you don't like what I'm doing, text me. Of course, you have the right to put it everywhere and anywhere. And that's your right. And I respect that. And I not only respect it, but I will protect it. Even if it's something I don't like, you have a right to say it. So say it. Okay, guys? So enjoy your day. Thank you so much for this time. Take care. And I'm going to sign out right now.